Rocky, a 3-for-3 6-point weekend for you. Which win of the three really stood out the most, looking back on them now?
You know what? They're all equal in the sense that they each generated 2 points for us, and you know, they all came in different fashions, right? We were able to score on a 5-minute power play in game number 3, which gave us a big advantage. But you know, finding our way back on Friday was probably really good for our group to manage some adversity. But you could say the same thing about the game on Sunday. We scored 2 goals that got waved off. We gave one up early, and we just continued to battle through and focus on our process. So I think when you look at the totality of the weekend, it's a really good step forward for our group and good sign of things to come.
You're taking on Sioux Falls again this Friday, and it felt like the win over them last Friday was indicative of the type of weekend it was going to be. You had to battle for all those points. What were some of the takeaways you had from that game now heading into this weekend against them again?
They're talented. We knew that. They've got good puck moving defensemen. They've got dangerous forwards, and they're coached well. So, you know, they present a challenge to us that we need to be prepared for. It's a challenge to make that trip. I know it's only a 4.5 hour ride, but it's a very hard thing to do on the day of a game, and so this is a hard weekend for us, and then obviously things don't get any easier with a midweek game and then a 3-game weekend the following weekend. So we have a lot on our plate in the next 2 weeks, and so we need to manage our rest, our recovery, and our conditioning to make sure that we're ready.
It's a busy period right now for the league in terms of trades, and Stars have made a couple. What have been your takeaways from those? You've obviously seen Tyler Dunbar in action, not quite yet though for Garmin Yavash.
Tyler was a great addition. He was a plus player on a team that was below 500. He's generated a lot of offense, and he made an instant impact for us last week without more than one practice with our team. So we're really excited about what he's going to bring to us long term. I think that he stabilized our D-core in a very good way and gave us some depth that maybe we didn't have prior just because of his experience. And that was what separated him from Marion, was his experience in this league. And then the other trade of Marion for German Yavash was needs for both teams. You know, bringing Tyler in made Marion potentially available, and we were looking for a heavy, experienced forward that could play anywhere in your lineup. He could play in your top 6. He could play in your bottom 6. He can kill penalties. He's hard to play against. He's physical. He's got a great shot. You know, and I got to watch German really closely last year while he was with Fargo, and he was a difference maker every game. And we feel like sometimes guys need a change of scenery, and I think that might be a scenario that German can come in here and really flourish and be a big part of a potential championship run.
So, Lucas, you got back in the win column here this past Saturday against Sioux City. Now, the first period was one, you know, talking with Rocky after, he said there was a couple you probably wanted to get back there, but you did bounce back the rest of the way. What did you do to reset after that first period and lock in the rest of the way?
Yeah, you know, I was definitely fighting it a little there in the beginning. I had a bit of a rough start, but I think just seeing the boys like continue to push the pace, like they were pretty much dominating the whole game. So just seeing that kind of gave me the extra motivation to stay with it and just say like, hey, just hang in there, like shut the door from here on out, and we'll be successful.
And that was a back and forth game to an extent. As a goaltender, you kind of have to play to the type of the game in a way. What do you do to get yourself all set for a situation like that where you know there's probably going to be a few goals the rest of the way? Yeah,
I just think for me, I like to focus on my breathing and just take it one shot at a time. Like I always tell myself, next shot, because you can't dwell on the past and you can't necessarily be worried about the future. You just have to be ready for that next situation.
How big was it for you guys to get all 6 points this weekend? That was a big stretch going in. You guys got it done.
Yeah, that was huge. I think obviously after the rough stretch there, you know, that puts us right back in the mix for first in the division, and you know, there's a big stretch we have before playoffs here, so I think it was huge.
Yeah, 6 games in 11 days coming up here, and yeah, you're obviously going to get a few opportunities in the net there. How are you guys staying ready and trying to manage the fatigue and your stamina throughout this?
Yeah, shorter practices, high intensity, but a little shorter than usual, and just taking care of your body, hydrating as much as you can. I think the most important thing is taking care of yourself off the ice during these quick succession games here. So yeah.